Hello dear students. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about how to make multiple plots in Python. In Python, we can use Seaborn library to do various plotting. We have already discussed about the plotting of different types of univariate, bivariate plots in the class. So today in this lecture, specifically what we are going to do is, in a single figure, we are going to plot different graphs. So for this purpose, we have chosen a file, a data set called as bank full. So bank full, I will show you the data in that, how the data is organized, and then we'll go to the program. So this is the bank data set. So here you can see there are a couple of column variables where there is age, which is a continuous variable. We have job, which is a categorical variable. Marital status, which is a categorical variable. Education is a categorical variable. Balance is a continuous variable. Whether you have house or not is a categorical variable. Whether you have loan is a categorical variable. Duration is a continuous variable. So we have a mix of both continuous and categorical variable. So we are going to use this data sheet to understand how to plot, how to do multiple plotting. So let us go to the Google Colab environment and we will first upload the data sheet. So I'm going to upload the data sheet to the Colab environment first, and then we'll see the program. So now the data set is uploaded in the Google Colab environment. So let us close this. And on your screen, you see the program. So let us split this into different stages. And we are importing the libraries. So I'll make a hashtag library imports. And then we are importing three libraries: Pandas, Seaborn and Matplotlib. And then this particular step is to provide a background to our plotting. And then we are going to read the contents in the CSV file, the data file what we have uploaded. So here we are going to make it as reading the data. And then these are the columns which we are going to use. So we are going to make those column variable in the form of a list. So list preparation. And over here we are going to use a function in Matplotlib which is called as the subplot. So we are going to initiate subplots, and then we are going to prepare 4 plots. So we are going to use the data in the data sheet, and then we are going to first make a box plot, then make a distribution plot, then make a histogram, and then finally we are going to make a count plot. So this is the rough steps. So we could say import of library as step 1, reading the data as step 2, listing the column variables which we are going to use in the plot as step 3, initiating the subplot function as step 4, box plot as step 5, dist plot as step 6, histogram as step 7, and then count plot as step 8. So it consists of roughly 8 steps. With this 8 steps, we are going to make 4 different plots into a single figure. So first we are going to import the library files. So here we are importing pandas as pd, seaborn as sns, and matplot.pyplot as plt. And this particular line sns.set color, which will give us a nice background for the plot. And we move to the second step, which is reading the data. We are going to read the CSV file which we have uploaded to the Python environment, for which we are going to use the read underscore CSV function in pandas. So we are going to read the data and we are going to store the content in a data frame which is named as bank.df, bank data frame. So the contents of the file is now moved to the Colab, and which is stored in a as a data frame. If it is a single array of data, we could store it as a list, but here it is rows and columns, so we need to store it as a data frame. So we are storing it with the name bank.df. In the third step, we are going to prepare a list of column variables. So if you look at this, age, balance, duration, and the marital status, all these are different column variables in the data sheet, which we are going to make it as a list and store it as COL. And in the fourth step, we are going to initiate the subplot function. This is the main function which is going to prepare a figure with 4 plots. So here is our plotting function. So this is from matplotlib.pyplot only. We are using this function which is subplots. So that's why we are using this plt.subplots. And this function takes 3 arguments. The first argument specifies the number of rows. The second argument specifies the number of columns. So here, because we are going to plot multiple plots, what we specify is we want a single row of plot, and we need to get 4 columns. So we are going to make 4 plots, right? So how it would appear is, it will not appear one after other in the top to down direction. It will prepare it from left to right. So first plot, second plot, third plot, and fourth plot. So we will have 1 row, but we'll have 4 columns of plots. So that's what this convey, 1, 4. The third argument is for the size of the figure area. Because we are going to plot it in the row way, so we need a wider space. So what I have done is I have taken a lot of space for the width, which is 30, and I have taken 10 for the height. And we are going to initialize some values to this particular subplot. So here what we are going to tell is we need a figure with 4 axes, and we are naming it as AX1, AX2, AX3, and AX4. And so this process we call it initializing the function, and that's how we are going to create the plot area. And the fifth step is we are just going to do a box plot, which we already learned using the Seaborn library. So here we have a couple of arguments. In fact, box plot we can give many arguments, but specifically the mandatory one is we need to give the variable y, we need to give a value. So what we are going to do is for the variable y, we are going to take the first item in the list column from the bank.df data frame. So what is this COL within bracket 0? So if you look at this list over here, which we prepared as COL, we have 4 variables: age, balance, duration, marital status. Here in the 0th position we have age. In the first position we have balance. The second position we have duration. The third position we have marital. So we have 4 variables, 4 values, but the position wise this is taken as the 0th position, and that's why for the first plot, which is box plot, we are telling that you pick the column name from the list which is named as column, which is in the 0th position, and this value we need to take it from the bank.data frame. So in that we have age as one of the column variables, so that data will be plotted in the y-axis. So that's what we are giving it here. Second, the file from where the data frame from where it has to be picked, so that has to be given as data is equal to bank.df. That's what we read the bank CSV file, and we have stored it as a data frame in the name bank.df. That's what we are giving. So these 2 are mandatory, we need to give. The third one is orientation, which is we are going to give it as vertical. That V denotes it's a vertical box plot. If you don't give, by default it'll take it as a horizontal box plot. So horizontal box plot would look like this. in the horizontal direction, but generally box plots are plotted in the vertical direction. So in the program we are also using the third argument as orient, which is we are giving it as vertical, and then we are giving the axis name, which is ax. So this is the first plot, so we are using the name ax1, which we have initialized already in the fourth step. So ax1 is for the first plot, ax2 is for the second plot, and like that. So here this is the way, this is the main line for plotting the box plot. We are passing 4 arguments, and the second, third and fourth line are just formatting options. So we are giving the X label, we are giving the name, and then we are giving the font size. For the Y label we are giving the name and the font size. And then there is another thing called as tick. Tick is nothing but the in the plot we have some markings, right, for the data points. So that is called as tick. And tick parameters is the function which we are using. And over here we are just passing an argument for label size. And here also we could use multiple arguments to change the color of the marking, to change the appearance of the marking, but here we are just using the label size alone. So all these 3 are just makeup item, without which also the plot would appear. And then step 6 is to plot a distribution plot. Again, this is the first line is the main function, main statement here. So we are using dist plot function from Seaborn, and we are using the first item in the column list, which is balance. Over here in the third step we have listed it. So we are going to use balance as the variable. From bank.df the values will be picked up, and we are going to plot it as ex2. This is the syntax for distribution plot. Very much easier and very less complicated compared to the box plot syntax. And then the other 2 lines are just the formatting options, same as X label, and also we are giving the tick parameters, where we are passing the argument label size alone. The 7th step is the third plot, which is the histogram. And for histogram also the program statement is very simple. We are going to create it as axis 3, and then we are going to plot it as hist. And here we are taking the second item in the list from the backdf data frame. And then we are going to the count plot, where we are using the count plot from SNS. And then here there is a difference. In the first 3 plot we are using age, balance and duration, all are continuous variable, but the 4th variable is the marital status, which is a categorical variable. That's why we are using a count plot here. And here we say X, this is the third item we need to pick, and then axis 4 data is from the bankdf, and then the formatting options are given over here. So now let us run this program. Yeah, so now the program is compiled, and so now here we have all the 4 plots. So first we have the box plot with age as the variable, we have the dist plot with balance as the variable, we have the histogram with the duration as the variable, and we have the count for the marital status, which is the categorical variable. We have 3 categories: married, single and divorced. So this is how we plot multiple graphs or multiple plots into a single figure. Hope you enjoy this video. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Bye bye.